My name's Stephen Silverbeard and welcome to this short update video for my No Man's Sky Permadeath series. Now for any of you guys who are not familiar with the series, this is a series that is coming up to its first birthday, and when the next update dropped in I went in cold, and I have to admit guys, it's taken me a few hours of gameplay to overcome the shock of the next update and feel comfortable in this series again. And I thought I'd just make this short video to talk about some of the issues and my experience so far. But before that guys, I want to mention that there is a patch out now, patch 1.51, that seems to have fixed a number of the crashing issues. I've played about 3 hours since that patch came out and I haven't had any more crashes. Now I will put a link in the video description if any of you guys want to go and see what is in the patch and see whether that fixes any of your problems. So let's get down to my first impressions of a Permadeath series with the next update. Well, I think the first one I can demonstrate quite effectively. That is the fact that they've now introduced a feature that when you first start, if I walk away here, and I'm not going to walk away particularly that far, here you can see, I can just still see my tail fin, and come in here you can see Starship out of range. Now this was a feature before Next, but that was to retrieve elements from the Starship, but what you got now is you can't actually transfer either. And I'm going to be honest guys, that nearly got me killed when I did a little bit of play off camera, doing some exploration and trying to gather resources. And what happened guys is I got some distance away, and then I thought, well, what I'll do is I'll just summon my ship, because I'd worked out how to fuel my ship, and it came as a little bit of a shock to find out that I couldn't send the fuel elements to the ship to refuel it. So I had an interesting 10-15 minutes trying to get back to my starship, and the partly what actually complicated that, and I think I'll just show this to you as well, just get into here. If I put the terrain manipulator in, and if you come in here and go underground, as you can see there guys, it said toxicity level stabilizing, but, and it's a big but, it's not, my environmental protection is not regenerating like it used to do before. So yes, you can get undercover and survive, which is quite useful in a storm, but you're not actually going to be able to regenerate like you did before. So if you're running low on sodium, which is the element that you need to recharge your environmental suit, you may get yourself actually trapped. Let's just demonstrate guys, see, just come in here when I've got loads of sodium, because when my elements were converted, the sodium was one of the top levels. Yeah, so that's another point guys. I mean, I don't know if that's a bug or a new feature, or whether you've got to get tech, because one thing I have noticed is that, especially with relation to the ship transfer, there is a tech that actually allows you to do it. So I do wonder whether what Hello Games have done is introduce more techs. There does seem to be a lot more techs around. I have had a look at various places, and maybe that's the feature of the game going forward, that you need the techs to do things that we used to be able to do by default in the game before the update. And I think that actually introduces a quite an interesting concept, but I've actually done something which I didn't intend to do, and I want to show you this as well guys. I've just taken off, and if any of you guys have played survival permadeath mode before the update, you will be aware that a takeoff consumed all your launch fuel. But what you actually get now is it only consumes half your launch fuel. So you actually get 2 takeoffs per every recharge, not 1. And I think that in normal mode, I haven't tested this completely, I think you get 4. But be aware guys that the only way you can recharge this is with Starship launch fuel and uranium. Uranium seems to be quite rare, and what you have to do is actually manufacture this Starship launch fuel, and that's another feature that I've actually noticed, that a lot of things that once that you could just drop elements in to do things and even install tech. I mean, just to show you guys, if I come in, I think I need to go to the exosuit. If I show you here, I need to you'll see here that to put this tech in I need an oxygen filter. So what Hello Games seem to have done is extended the crafting to include the tech, so there's no longer this all you need to do install the tech is go and collect some base elements. And I think that's going to make the game quite interesting. What I actually want to do, guys, is I've got the fuel, so I'm going to go and just land again in an arbitrary place. I'm not worried too much. And so I'm just going to land again. I mean, this is going to be simply, well, I will go grab this stuff. And this is another thing that gets me is you need to switch between the different things. Oh, here comes the sentinel. And one thing I have found, guys, is sentinels get a little bit more. And we're just going to get out. Yeah. Sentinels have been the bane of my life with this. And you can see, even though I killed him, reinforcements are still on the way. And I'm just going to get out, guys, because I've had them chasing me all over the environment. And we're just going to get up into space. It means we're probably going to get into a space battle, which is not exactly... Yeah, here we go. And what I need to do is just try and head for the space station. Okay. And one thing I have noticed with these ships is they don't let up. Once you get up into space, and they seem to escalate very, very quickly with the levels, guys. And they are a lot more tougher as well. Right, let's try and get out of here. See, what I was saying, guys, is you kill them, they just don't go away. The only thing you can really do is run. But you can see it says I got 11 minutes to the space station. So all you can literally do, because I can't pulse drive out, all you can do is just keep going for the space station and hopefully get away from these idiots. One thing I have noticed is that the photon cannon seems to be a lot more effective. God, finally got away from them. They are a real pain in the neck, Sentinels are now. Right, let's just get into the space station. Normally if you get into the space station, they finally get the hint and clear off. Anyway, guys, I've survived another encounter with the Sentinels. It's been a little bit of a pain in the neck for me. And what I was going to show you now is exactly what I wanted to show you when I actually did that second landing. And you can see here I've now consumed all my thrusters. And what I'm going to do now is we're just going to charge this up with here. And you can see that this Starship launch fuel, it took 2 to recharge the launch thrusters. So in permadeath mode, and I emphasize this, guys, in permadeath mode, there seems to be a 1-to-1 correlation between the actual Starship launch fuel and takeoffs. So in permadeath mode, when you're planning your the resources you actually need. Please bear that in mind. Although the good thing you can do now though guys is I have noticed that in the exosuit items now stack, so like this technology module you can now have 5 items in here, so elements do stack. Right guys, what I want to do now is just get into my freighter. I've got a nice surprise for you. Here we come guys, and you can see that my ships are back. A big thank you to Hard War UK for giving me this tip. I think he actually put it in twice, and what I actually had to do is, it took me 3 attempts. I had to summon my freighter 3 times, so I was kind of bouncing it across space and they still didn't appear. And what actually happened was I had to take a break, and so I quitted the game, saved it, and when I came back all my starships had reappeared. And it's quite actually interesting to look round because they look like different ships. I mean, they're all the old favourites, they're all named correctly, but they all look subtly different, and it's quite interesting to actually look round. I'm also going to show you something here. This is my advanced manufacturing ship, and if you can see here that if I come in and do craft, you will see that there seems to be some elements that are still around here. We've still got cryogenic chambers, we've still got fusion igniter, cryo pump, so it looks like the advanced crafting is still with us. And I suppose while I'm at it guys, I'm also going to show you this. Now we still got antimatter, but what they've actually done is got rid of electron vapor and the level below, which you had to make when you wanted to make warp fuel, and I can't actually remember what it's called. It's the stuff I had never ever made. So you've now got this antimatter here, and I don't know where the warp fuel is. I can't remember where it is. There it is. I think it's a warp cell just there. And to make a warp cell now, you've got to make antimatter and this antimatter housing, which I think is up here. I think if I come here, and that is made from oxygen and ferrite dust. So they've actually made making the hyperdrive fuel a bit more simple, but at the same time you've now got to manufacture the chromic metal. So that's something else to bear in mind guys when you actually get out and about. Right guys, just to wind this part up, what I want to do is activate my freighter, or what I should call capital ship, because they do refer to it now as a capital ship, not a freighter. And to do that we need to come up here, and I know the theory, I haven't done this before guys, so this could be a little bit embarrassing, and I'm just going to come through here, and that is why I was out collecting the silver and gold, because we need to install, and I think we can come up here, come in here. Obviously it won't, well, we can't install it there, but we can install it here. And this is the fleet command room, and this is what you need to build to activate your capital vessel. And the other thing I also want to do, I don't know whether it's going to let me do this. Nope. Get back here. Must admit, it's still getting used to the different tiers with this quick access menu. And what I want to do is also drop this here. This is the portable refiner, and I think I might need that because obviously we're going to make chromic fuel for other bits and pieces. Okay, let's see what actually happens there. That says managed expedition, but we've got no expedition, so I've got to find the door now. Come on, get out here. Most of the activity happens down here, as far as I know. What you've got here is the Galactic Commission Station, which I do know, and what you can do is get the missions. Now this is the multiplayer type mission thing that the release notes talked about, but it seems that you can do them in as a single player. I think we'll just grab that because it's do there. And we've got this guy here, he's plan and dispatch expeditions. What else we got here? We got freight. That's the warp drive now, so we don't click up there. and I think this is the one that I'm after. I did watch a short video on someone going through these terminals, and this is managed fleet. So I've got a frigate. Okay, I've got my own frigate, and it's industrial. And this gives you guys a quick view of the thing. We got a fragile hull, -2 combat, trading, industrial specialist, +15 industry. I'm not sure what the industry comes from, but you can see here we've now got this here. I don't know if you can actually upgrade these. It doesn't look particularly the best of ships, does it? So you get a frigate by default, and awaiting orders, and I presume now if we come round here and talk to this guy, Traveller Corvax is pleased to report exciting navigational research, view potential expeditions. So what you've got now is this expedition system. Now I'm going to be completely honest guys, I don't know anything about it at all. I know the star ratings relate to what you can actually send ships out on and what you can do with them, but if any of you guys know about this, feel free to add a comment. I'm not going to talk anymore because I do want to keep this video relatively short, and as far as I know, that when you come back here, you can click here and calibrating command post new master signature success. Master profile indicates one support frigate available. Profile indicates no frigate fuel blueprints available. Download. So this gives us so we've actually got to refuel the frigates. That's going to be interesting, especially if you've got 50 of them. So this means that my capital ship is now active, and I think just to wind this video up guys, what I'm going to do is go and see if I can find the frigate, and we're just going to check that out, and that's where I'm actually going to wind the video up. So let's go and find my where's Silver Mustang. It's probably over here. I'm really glad to get all of the old favourites back, and they do look really cool guys. So what I'm going to do is just come over here. There it is, and we'll see if we can find my frigate. Right, I think that is my frigate there. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a roll. Yeah, I think that's my frigate there guys. And right, we can just hopefully this will auto land. Yeah. Traveller friend, the crew have been busy surveying and processing both planetary deposits and local asteroids. The minerals are yours should you want them. Collect cargo. Okay. Wow, so we got 100. So you actually get something just for actually landing. I think just to celebrate, guys. And we're just gonna come here. We're gonna walk round. I suppose we can fly around as well. Yeah, we're actually out in space. I'm not sure what will happen if we fly too far away, so I'm not going to do that. And we're just going to come in here, guys. And not sure. There's nothing here. And that's the other side, so it's not very wide down here. Changed. This is all brand new, guys, so apologies for this. Let's get back to I might be able to see that doesn't let me through there. That's as far in as I can go. That's a bit disappointing. Or oh no, I can go up this way. So what's up this way? Expecting to walk a little bit more round. Right guys, let's just see what's at the end of this walkway here and see if we can get into. Right, so we seem to be in the engine room. Don't have any access from this. Okay. Yeah, well, what can I say, guys? I was expecting a little bit more here. Maybe I've got a very basic frigate and there isn't much else here. Or maybe I just need to open it up. Maybe it's not my frigate. I'm not sure, to be honest, guys. Though it did give me some resources. Right guys, this is where I'm going to call it. I think I've gone on a lot longer than I originally intended. Hopefully this has given you guys a flavour of the command ship now. I've got to remember to call it a command ship, and some other first impressions in relation to Permadeath. And in the next part I'll probably go and have a look at seeing whether I can recover my base. But this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the video, hope you found it interesting, and until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.